Biodesign is a revolutionary idea. It really says that anybody can become an innovator as long as they are immersed in the healthcare environment. You don't have to be a genius in order to innovate for a healthcare solution.
It transformed my career completely. I was a young physician just finishing training. I would have never seen myself as a founder of companies. I would have never seen myself as a professor at Stanford. I would have never seen myself as an executive at Edwards Life Sciences. That was all a result of that fellowship.
When I think about organizations that are preparing the minds of the future to be able to innovate for the future of healthcare, I put Stanford Biodesign at the top of the list.
The history of biodesign goes back to my early career. I was asked to study innovation and understand what differentiates successful innovation versus not. Through multiple interviews with successful founders, I appreciated how they use need finding as a source of their innovations versus technologies. I broke what I learned up into simple steps so that others could do it and so that I could do it. And so after many years of actually practicing it, I became an entrepreneur and started creating companies. And it was through that journey that I met Paul Yock.
So I started something called the Medical Device Network. And that had some of the components that would later become Biodesign. We were missing a critical part, and that is to have a fellowship that could have engineers and physicians together learning an innovation process. One morning I had breakfast with Josh Mackauer. I told him that I wanted to set up a fellowship, and he sort of lit up and he said, "Oh, I know how to do that." The rest is kind of history. Brooke Byers was with us from the very beginning as an advisor and a mentor and a teacher. About 10 years into Biodesign, we were struggling a bit financially. What Brooke did for us was enable us for nearly a decade to build the Biodesign that we know today.
As I came in as the director in 21, the real question was, we had a great successful program, but what's next? What are the next challenges that we need to overcome? And what are the next opportunities that we need to, be a part of?
Our global experience of biodesign has re-inspired us to think about health equity problems inside the United States and more generally in the world.
Oftentimes the inventions and the innovations that we develop go to certain population and not others, which increases inequity. So really thinking about how can we be intentional about making sure that innovations lift all boats and not just some.
We're hoping to take a more expansive approach as we think about where our fellows immerse and the type of problems we see. There's a greater emphasis on bringing in the impact investing community and the philanthropy community, as we recognize that for any project to take flight, we really want to consider a diversity of funding that allows these innovators to reach their goals.
There's so much more to do, and so many more tools that innovators should be using, be it AI, be it biopharma, to solve these problems.
There's just been an incredible explosion in the biotechnology space in the last couple of decades. Not only has the technology come a very far way, but it's also become very accessible for a solo founder or a small team to be able to tap what was once only possible at Genentech.
Innovation in healthcare is just plain hard. There are so many considerations, and sometimes that means that the system's so burdensome that reasonable people just give up.
Most academic programs that are associated with policy don't necessarily have a lot of experience with the innovation ecosystem and understand how fragile it is.
We seem to often overlook the fact that it is the regulatory frameworks, it is the payment systems, the patent lifetimes of all of the innovations that impacts and changes which kinds of businesses are most attractive to innovators. I'm just really excited about the policy program and the impact of moving into policy for Stanford Biodesign.
If I had to sum up what excites me most about the future of Stanford Biodesign, it's our potential to make a difference in the lives of the people we train, and it's all of their potential to improve the health and well-being of patients everywhere.
I am so thankful to Mike and Linda Mussallem for seeing the potential of biodesign and giving us an opportunity to have this here for many generations to come.
To me, the best part of Mike Mussallem's gift is that it comes along with Mike Mussallem. This is an amazing person.
Mike really was the leader that spun Edwards Life Science out of Baxter Healthcare. It's one thing to change medicine, innovate something. It's someone to be the leader of that entire process. And that's really what Mike has been in his entire career. He was a visionary really for the entire industry, someone that people have looked at as someone to emulate.
I got exposed to medtech from some fellow students that were in an evening MBA program with me. When I heard them talk about the industry, it sounded really exciting. They had a level of investment and speed that I wasn't used to. So I joined the industry in 1979. As I grew my career, I developed a passion for helping patients. It's become my compass and my highest priority. Knowing that the more that you and the people around you succeed, the more that you change lives for the better. How cool is that?
Both Mike and I had brothers with Down syndrome. As young people, we didn't really know that we were being exposed to philanthropy. Our mothers were charging ahead and doing what they could to fundraise, to try to convince the community that there was a big need to support this population. We were obviously driven without knowing we were driven, and it was easy when we ended up being successful enough to provide help for others to choose the right segments in which to do that. And definitely innovation is one of them.
As impressive as Stanford Biodesign's past has been, I believe it can have even greater impact. I believe in their leadership, I believe in their students and fellows, and with more resources and a powerful vision, there's so much more that can be done.
Innovation is not magic, but innovation is magical. Seeing a problem transform into a solution, that's the magical thing about innovation.
The Stanford Mussallem Center for Biodesign is about inspiration. It's about giving people a pathway that they can use to address the needs of patients, to make a difference. That's what the Stanford Mussallem Center for Biodesign is going to be.